Okay, folks, I'm going to start this video a little ahead of schedule. I'm not going to wait on live streams anymore. So people think asking other people is a crime. You think asking people to help you is a crime. So ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about that on this channel. Is it a crime to ask your community to help you financially get out of some financial problems? Even if it takes you 5 years, is it a crime to support another human being? The answer is no. But recently, we have parks are giving people tickets for feeding or distributing food, which is biased because they do it in one park but don't police another park. If that's the case, McLaren Park should be ticketed every single day, but it doesn't. See? But is it so? Is it anyone's right to literally assault someone, harass someone for asking the community for help? The answer is no. We were born, mind you, we're a special species that refuses to, mind you, feed ourselves with all this hatred. So no, ladies and gentlemen, it's not a crime to ask people for donations to help you out of your problems. Because this problem may exist for 10 years. I know some people that have financial debt as bad. I'm in debt $54,000. I'm never going to recover. I'm never going to get what I once had before. But like I keep telling folks, there's no shame for telling your story publicly on the internet and sharing that with an audience. There's no shame to asking someone for a helping hand. These folks that are negative on social media, they make it seem like you're violating someone's right to ask people for help. It's in the Constitution to help your fellow man. It's in the civil rights to help your fellow man and woman and child. Read your human and your civil rights. This is why a lot of these people that make these false judgments and harass me, they don't even know their civil or constitutional or their human rights. They sit here and make criticism of someone like me, asking you for help. This city is not helping. It's making things worse. People, you can't expect people to just leave with no research of where they're going. Just leave New York. Just take a risk. That's just not only stupid, but it's just reckless endangerment. To inform that to someone, just leave New York. You can't tell that to the native New Yorker. Because the native New Yorker would just say, you telling me to leave? I was born here. You don't tell someone that was born here to leave. Not only is disrespectful, you will get punched in the face. That's just New York. But like I said, everyone, you got all these harassment emails with all this nonsense. You got all this bullcrap with these politicians in the city, and even a politician is squatting. I never squatted, ever. And this woman makes more money than I do, and she's squatting. Why didn't she ask for help? Oh, she did. She got into office, she used her power to leverage some people and some property management, and this is why the property management was scared. See, when you start becoming a city politician, and a corrupt one at that, you start fearing these people because you might own a business. You don't want them to close your business or start hating on your business, because that's the power of these politicians. When you start hating on them, they hate back. Like I said, I'm not the one committing a crime. She did. She committed a crime. I didn't squat. Not once. We slept outside every single day. Think about it. If I really wanted to commit a crime, I would have just squatted anywhere and got arrested like the other squatters. But no, I'm a decent kind of human being with very good intelligence. And yes, I can get angry, I can get mad, because these are troubling and most devastating times right now. People act like on the internet they can afford New York rent. I want them to prove to me then. If you got all that money, then come rent and show us on video that you're renting, that you can afford to rent without moving back to where you came from, because most of these people are not from New York. They're not native New Yorkers. Some asshole just said 90% of people in the city own their own homes. That's not true either. It's around 53%, maybe less than that. But the reality is it's more likely 30% of people own their own homes in New York City. Because NYCHA is the biggest housing authority and property owner of New York City. So that's impossible. Think about it. Wait, think of what I just said. NYCHA is the biggest housing property manager in all throughout New York City. Bigger than these guys. These guys just, this Jewish building, mind you, right? This guy doesn't own that building, that building, that building, that, no. You got the Albanians, you got the Jews, you got the Chinese, you got the Korean. It's a mix of owner proprietorship here. But NYCHA is just around the corner, down the block. Even NYCHA is in these luxury home buildings. You know why? Because this is their city. They own most of the property management here. They have to go by NYCHA Housing Authority. Most of these people are either got a lucky housing voucher, and that is what I'm going to talk about next, is that 12,000 people that are about to get evicted from these nice voucher, or let's say apartment lotteries for these vouchers. Everyone keeps talking about these lotteries, but no one's talking about how NYCHA is going to evict 12,000 people. But those 12,000 people are going to ask you for help. There's no crime in the books that says asking the community to help you financially to get out your problems and help build up your career as a YouTuber or a photographer. That's not a crime. That's honesty from a person that's willing to share a private moment. Someone's sharing their private moment. How many homeless men and women are actually YouTubers that actually are showing their privacy, their home? Quite a few. They living in their cars, they living in their vans, they're showing you their personal life. And you guys are trying to weaponize it against them. Like they did it to me. Weaponizing my homelessness and trying to say I'm just e-begging. E-begging, I Googled that. That is not an offensive word. It's a word that trolls and hackers and other people that just discriminate online use to try to intimidate people. E-begging. No, it's called community justice. Community fight for the community. Community stand up for the community. Community help the community. Community never backs down to helping someone in their community. That is called a community. Learn that. Learn that type of structure. That makes no sense, but whatever. Like I said, I've been back in New York since 2022. And all I see is disappointment. We've been denied EBT, but everyone else gets EBT. You know why? Because, let's be honest, half the people that are receiving EBT don't want to work for it. And now they're going to have to work 80 hours for that EBT. And now there's a whole bunch of complaints. Talk about, I shouldn't be able to work, I can't afford to work, I got a baby to babysit. People making excuses about, these are grown people that are on EBT and never had a job in their life, making excuses so they won't be able to continue to work. They want free handouts from the government. They want not only the EBT or the SNAP benefits, but they want government assistance. Some of these people get government cash with the EBT. So, with that said, everyone, there's not a crime to ask people in your community to help you. I'm asking my community right now to help me financially. Because I don't want to be outside. But I'm going to have to tonight and the rest of my days. Because, like I said before in my first video this morning, if I so-called had 7,000 subscribers and they love this content, why am I not receiving $1 per subscriber? That means I would have close to $6,000 in rent money, and then give that rent money to my property management. See, that kills not only two birds with one stone, but that kills the whole psychological of homelessness there. But people don't think about that. People want to make it harder for you, and make it harder for you, and harder for you, and harder for you, and harder for you. And as a journalist, things are going to get harder and harder in New York City. Houses are going to get harder and harder. Those city vouchers, the NYCHA, like I said, 12,000 people are about to get evicted this month in July and in August because they miscalculated the budget by 4.5 years. That means 12,000 people with women and children or veterans are going to be out on the streets of New York. New York City is the highest electricity cost in the nation. I lived in Wisconsin. I lived in Winnipeg. I live in Portland. I'm a native New Yorker, born right here in Brooklyn. I lived in Japan, and I never paid no more than 5.6% in electricity costs. But in New York City, you pay double that. You pay double. And people act like you're not supposed to ask people to help you pay your bills. Everyone in this city needs to get off their fucking ass and start speaking up. The mayor is not going to do anything. He's just a mayor. He can't stop ICE. He can't do shit. He's not the government. What about that collectivism he's talking about? That free grocery store is going to cost taxpayers $30 million. That's not free. That's abusive. What happened to the free buses? You can't do that because MTA is a different system of the New York. Mind you, if he was able to do that, that would be a game changer. Then the mayor of Chicago will follow suit. The mayor of DC will follow suit. Even the mayor of San Francisco will follow suit. These are the cities I lived in. And they all are just fucking shitty with these Democrats and their bullshit. They don't want to help people with a helping hand. I just showed you content what Con Edison is doing. They're raising the electricity costs again. And you wonder why people are literally struggling to put food on their table. Mind you, to pay their rent. Even though they might have 2 jobs, they still can't afford the rent. A 2-bedroom apartment on average here is between $35,000 to $4,000. And it's just going to get worse. Look at Long Island City. It got worse in 3 years. It kept going up, kept going up, kept going up. Money grab. But guess what? The more you keep raising the rent, the more these citizens, mind you, foreigners that come to live here, they only live here for 1 year and they move out. Even my old neighbor says it. We had one Asian person moved in, they moved out. They said it was too expensive. They only did it for clout. They did it to like make everyone seem they have money. They're important. That stigma, that entitlement. But I guarantee you, those same people that live in the same neighborhood are going to ask their relatives or someone of their friends to help them financially. Oh, speaking of helping financially, half the people that are in this neighborhood are roommating with friends until their place is done. Because mind you, 2617 is still not finished. People are staying at other people. Mind you, not only people are breaking their rental agreement or their lease agreement, because you're not supposed to have a guest. In New York law, New York State says you're not supposed to have a guest living inside your apartment for no more than 14 days. But guess what? I know quite a few people in this neighborhood that got their friends living with them for at least 2 to 3 months. And they didn't say anything to their landlord until the last minute. And when the landlord finds out, or the property manager finds out, they be questioned, they want to get an attitude. That recently just happened recently. So, for the record, there are people in this exact same neighborhood literally squatting at their own friend's house until their place is ready to, I guess, move in. There are a lot of places in here, or the fact that they didn't get the place because they couldn't afford it, or they didn't get in because something on their paperwork did not fly. So now they're gonna look for another place. So now you got more people going to Greenpoint now than Long Island City. You got people from Long Island City now going to Greenpoint. Why? Because it's cheap. It's not just cheaper. You can find, if you want, that's up to you. If you want a roommate to deal with the headaches with a roommate, that, mind you, we had this issue with a roommate. Not only she lied, but she's a smoker. She smokes in the building when you're not supposed to smoke in the building. Mind you, not only she's trying to get my fucking, mind you, your security deposit taken from you. This is where you got to tell your property manager, listen, you guys didn't set me up with a good roommate. You guys said she was cool and all. We did the interview, but guess what? She's smoking in the house. She's not supposed to smoke in the building, and it's making me feel nauseous because I hate cigarettes. But, like I said, everyone, you got people in this same neighborhood asking relatives and asking everyone for help. Even now, people are asking them for help. Like I just said, you got people squatting at other people's apartments when they're not supposed to. No one should be in your apartment no more than 14 days. If they are, you will get charged, or you may be asked to leave the premises because you just broke the lease. There are plenty of these people doing this right now in Long Island City. And you're judging me for asking people to help me financially, legally? Are you serious? 47. You guys never served your country, especially you young folks. You out here smoking weed and act like you know everything. You got people on the internet that just try to, mind you, discredit you because everything that you say is actually facts. Like I said, in New York City, no more than 33% of people own their own homes. No more. That's just, whoever said 90%, is literally, you gotta be smoking something very heavy. You need to stop smoking that shit or go back to school, learn something, learn another language. A lot of you are very uneducated. But to insult someone for asking the community for help, it's not only an insult, it's a discrimination to humanity. Everyone has a right to ask everyone for help. If the person doesn't want to help, let them, hey, they don't have to help. But one day they're going to ask for help and someone's going to turn them down and they're going to feel the exact same how you felt on the day you asked that person for help. And that's why I called hypocrite on everybody. Everybody asks for help. Doesn't matter you're rich or not. You want to stay rich, you ask for help. you want to stay on top of the game, you ask for help. Right? You go for it. If you want to stay in the game, like say basketball, right? If you want to stay in the game, what do you got to do? You got to ask for help, right? You got to book a trainer. You got to do your research on a trainer. You got to see if his clients are actually real clients. Get real testimony from his clients. See if that person is a good trainer or not. See, you're asking for help. So with that said, everyone, New York City is, this is why I should never have come back here. And mind you, I was born here. Brooklyn, St. Mary's Hospital, doesn't even exist anymore. That's how old it is. For all these new-ass New Yorkers that come in here and think they run this shit, they don't run anything. They're just pretending they run shit. They pretending they got money. They're struggling just like the rest of us. But the one thing you have to understand about this community here, between Greenpoint and Brooklyn, everyone pretends to be something they're not. Everyone's hiding in what they really are intended to do in the city. Like for instance, I can tell you right now, if let's say you're Asian and you didn't tell your parents that you're gay, So the reason why you come live here and come live away from your parents, because you don't show your parents everything. This is what half these kids do. Half these people come here do. They tell their parent one thing, but it's another. Trust me, I live in an Asian household. I know how these young people tell a lie to their parents. They say one thing, but they're doing another. Just like in this neighborhood. Their parents don't know that they same-sex boyfriend or same-sex girlfriend is living with them. They think their daughter is just living on their own successfully until later on, oh, I have a roommate. What? When did you get a roommate? They continue to lie and talk about 6 months ago, which that was never the case. They slowly try to break their parents into their own private life. That's why most, let's be honest, Asian people, Panda knows the little secrets. Come on, man. Do your mom know that your boyfriend's living with you? No. She thinks you're going to school and working at a hospital or some sort, or university, or going to a law firm. But that's not the case. You know how many conversations I hear inside coffee shops or like restaurants of these. Mind you, this is why you should learn another language. It's not eavesdropping. You just like, you sit there, you're eating food, and they talk about it in your face. And they're thinking you don't understand it because you're black or you're white or you're Puerto Rican, but they think you don't speak any of these languages or understand it. I sat there and one day I'm sitting in a Good to Go, picking up my Good to Go from one of these Asian markets, right? And I'm sitting there eating my food, and I hear the exact same conversation. Yeah, my mom doesn't know I have my boyfriend living with them. I'm going to break into them when they come visit. Mind you, the parents haven't come visit yet. They haven't even been here yet. They don't even know what this neighborhoods are like. They've seen pictures and videos. You can hear these conversations. Like I said, not everyone is being very honest about what they are doing. At least I'm being honest about what I'm doing. Being honest about my homelessness, about my financial debt. Ain't no job in New York City is going to give me 60 grand or get me fair housing, because there's no such thing as fair housing in New York City. There's no such thing. I wish people stop pretending they know there's fair housing. No, there's not. There's not fair housing in New York City. If there was fair housing in New York City, you would have a mix of more whites, blacks, Latinos, and living in this neighborhood among the Asians. But you have dominating Chinese, Korean living in this neighborhood. You got some Japanese, but the Japanese know there are better parts of Brooklyn that is better. The Japanese know Brooklyn is always better. It is. Brooklyn's always better. And now these real estates are coming into Brooklyn, stealing house deeds from landowners that own their homes for more than 60 years, 70 years, 80 years. And somehow, someone from Minnesota got their New York City deeds to their brownstone. You should read about it. It's a scam. So with that said, I'm not ashamed to ask my audience to help me financially. I'm not. I'm not ashamed to put myself out there, because you in the audience are not willing to do that for yourself. And for you haters, you're not willing to do that for yourselves either, because you're too embarrassed to tell people. I'm not embarrassed to tell people my situation, because everyone in Long Island City, including this woman, knows who I am. They know my situation. They even praise me like, you got a lot of nerve and a lot of balls to come out clean like that, to tell people you're homeless. That takes a lot of fucking courage to be like that. So have these homeless men and women, they don't have to tell you they're homeless. They dress like they're homeless. I don't dress like a homeless man. I dress like a decent person. So, with that said, you're in the wrong neighborhood for that, homie. Don't ever ask me to buy weed from you. You see what he just did? He put his fingers to his lips like this. It said, I got weed, I got weed. Nigga, no one want your street pharmacist dirty weed. Get the fuck out of Long Island City with that. There's a dispensary right up the block. Hey, all these rich people, all these people that live here go up the block. They don't need, come on, man. Young, dumb. what if I was a cop and you did that? I'd be like, yeah, let's see what you got. Let's see what you got. Yeah, you're under arrest for illegal street pharmacy sales. Yeah, you can still go to jail for selling illegal marijuana in New York City. Believe that. Believe that. A cop sees you selling it, you can go to jail still. That you know. But I digress. Like I said, everyone, you and I have a right to ask anyone in your audience for help. You are the community. You are better than the government. You can save lives, but you choose not to. You can show the government that you are the better person. You can be stronger, but you choose not to join forces. Instead, you want to separate. And that's what humanity is about to do. Separate us. You want them to win. You want them to win. So welcome to my homeless life. Once again, everybody. First hour of homelessness. Yeah. We out here because no one wanted to support my cancer recovery. Like I said, it's a shameful how rollerbladers supported an individual that was drinking and driving, got arrested for DWI, got his car impounded, and he's a rollerblader. And when that happened, I was maybe like a week into my surgery, and I saw, mind you, they shared that post with me on social media. I felt betrayal. You guys are sitting here promoting this guy to get out of jail, and you're going to raise a GoFundMe to get his car out of impound and pay his bail? But you don't care about a person that is dying of cancer or having a medical situation that needs financial help? No, you don't give a shit about that. But you care about promoting someone that was drinking and intoxicated with a motor vehicle, which he can kill someone with, by the way. I can't kill no one with my illness, only myself. But this rollerblader decided to drive his car and get arrested and did DIY and then post it on Instagram and you guys have the nerve, you rollerbladers have the nerve to share that on my Instagram. Tag me with it. Like I'm supposed to. What? That's an insult. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the record, there's no shame for telling your story and asking people for help. Even, like I said, you got over 1 billion people on this planet. And not everyone's seen your video, not everybody knows your situation. You got to keep pushing and let the world know what you're going through and how you're surviving this. I'm surviving this without the city's help. It's been 4 years without any of the city's help. No homeless shelter, no EBT. Even on the harsh winter days, we still sleeping outside. Why? Because we don't trust this city. You go to a homeless shelter in New York City, bye-bye. Either you are going to get robbed or you're going to get into a confrontation where you're going to get arrested. Because we all know, and New Yorkers know, that the homeless shelter system in New York City is catered for those that just got released from prison. They hang out in these homeless shelters. They sell drugs in the homeless shelter. I even have video of that, selling drugs in these homeless shelters. In 5 different states, including New York City. I still got footage from Madison, Wisconsin, where Maurice was selling marijuana consumption inside a homeless shelter. You call that rehabilitation? That's not rehabilitation. That's self-encouragement to say, hey man, keep doing your drugs and your alcohol, man. Yeah, it's cooler than, having a home and having some decency and some common sense. This is why I won my EEOC versus Porchlight. They had no chance of winning that. I recorded 6 months of video and footage of the most outrageous things these staff members were doing to homeless men and women and children at this facility, violating their civil and constitutional and human rights. And if I said something, they call me a narc, they call me a snitch, they call me a white boy kisser, kissing a white man's ass. I'm like, no. I'm protecting their rights because it's the right thing to do. I'm not kissing the white man's ass. I'm kissing their ass because they are innocent people that don't know any better, and you're abusing them. I won my EEOC because of that. But with that said, everyone, there's no shame in telling the world and public about your situation. That's why everyone's looking at me and listening. I've got no shame in my game. I worked hard for 40 years, and these 5 last years has been the worst that I experienced. But you know what? It's a learning lesson and a learning curve. And I curved around this whole situation like ease. We don't need the system to support me. We've proven that on this channel. No EBT, no housing, no voucher, no city help, no, not even a city social worker. We tried that when we were in the hospital. Look what that led me to. That led me to spending over $4,000 and just for to rent a place for 1 month. Yeah. With that said, everyone, yeah, I'm asking for your support because I don't want to sleep out here tonight. I'm supposed to be going to work at 5 this evening to do another late shift. That means I get no sleep. You know how hard that is on my brain and my stomach and my asthma and my heart? I'm 47. I'm not 23. I'm not 21. I'm getting old. I have critical health problems, and everybody wants to pick a bone about me asking for help. But I didn't get the help. So what are you complaining for? I'm still out here. Like I said earlier, I don't believe in my YouTube count. I don't believe in my subscription count. If I really had 7,000 supporters, why can't people donate $1 per month? $1 a month. $1 a month. Is that so hard? $1 a month? Think about it. If I had 7,000 subscribers and 7,000 subscribers would donate $1 a month, after taxes and everything, I would have $5 grand. That means I can pay my rent, get what I need to get done, and pay it forward by, mind you, investing it in the YouTube channel. By like making a budget. Because my dream is to get one, mind you, my dream is to fly you or, mind you, come to your city, cook for you, talk with you. Yeah, I want to do something like that. I did it before, long ago. Before this pandemic nonsense, right? You could watch it on my channel. I supported people during the pandemic. No one wants to talk about that. Why? Why no one wants to talk about the money that I spend at the New York City, mind you, first of all, the Tourist Green Hostel in Seattle, the Northwest Portland Hostel, and the San Francisco Hostel. Why is no one, or the haters, don't want to show those videos on my channel about me spending my own money to help strangers that don't have money to have them stay housed? Why are you not showing those videos? Why are you not sharing that detail? Because you know credibility, it will hurt you. And you know that these people, new people coming to this channel, may not know about these videos. But when they come across it, they'll be like, wait, you gave away 20 grand during the pandemic? I gave away 20 grand during the pandemic. $20,000. That costs food, living expenses, the free giveaways, the marijuana that I gave out at the hostels. $20,000 of my own savings to help people like you. And now I'm asking for that same help, and you're saying no. You're telling me no. I don't think that's fair. No. That's why I want you all to watch my old videos in 2020 and 2019. We were financially stable. We were, mind you, I was doing my own, mind you, I had my own place. You can see all my New York Yankee memorabilia. I got a poster in storage that's worth maybe 10 grand. I don't want to sell it. You know why I don't want to sell it? because I want to wait till a really fucking rainy fucking day when all shit breaks out here in New York City. That should be my get out of New York City free card. That one particular memorabilia from the Yankees. I even have a 1996 Yankee baseball cap that I just started recently wearing. And you guys know, I rarely wear my Yankee hats. So with that said, everyone, people want to discriminate and say I don't deserve help. Really? All the things I have done for humanity, went out, made a documentary about the homeless in Seattle and Portland. I took my own financial money to make that. No one put money towards that project but me. My parents were upset, my foster parents were upset that I spent money making that project. They were mad because I was giving the money to the homeless in Portland, buying them sleeping bags and buying them shoes. That's all on my YouTube channel, everybody. Right to Survive, all that from 2014, 15, 16, 17. It's all on my YouTube, but no one wants to link those videos or share those videos to let you know that I am and still is and always will be the Good Samaritan. While you want to commit acts of hatred and crime and stalking and abuse. So I can ask anyone for help all I want. That's not your human, that's my human right. You don't have a human right to stop someone. It's not a crime. It's called a gesture. It's called a community. Learn how to live with me learn how to live among your community. So with that said, everyone, you want to support what I'm going through? There is a PayPal, there is a Cash App, there is a Venmo. But I'm not expecting anything because I'm still here on the sidewalk and no one is going to donate for my cause. I have to fight all the time. And mind you, I do have support, but that's only 1.7% out of how many subscribers? You tell me I only got like 4 supporters out of 7,000? 5 at least? And I only 5 supporters. Like I said, if you guys donate $1 a month, I would have had, after taxes with YouTube and everything, I would have had approximately $5 grand. But that's never going to happen because all these subscriptions are fake. Fake accounts, fake people, fake BS. So with that said, everyone, that's right. I'm houseless, I'm homeless now, and there's nothing you and I can do about it because you're next. Believe it or not, you're next. You think you're going to survive what is coming? It's getting more expensive in this city. The electricity, mind you, if I was to rent, I still would have to come up my butt for the electricity costs. And you wonder why these hotels are so expensive. With that said, everyone, I hope you have a good day. I hope you come to your senses to realize everybody has a fighting chance and everybody has a right to have that fighting chance. You can't discriminate against someone because that's just how you feel. Because maybe you got rejected. Hey, maybe you did something wrong. But I can guarantee you this. This is New York City. You don't know the laws here, then leave. I'm 47, I'm a veteran. Leave. Leave. Or don't talk about New York. Because half of you young people are so arrogant and so stupid that you realize everything that you say, you kick yourself in your own ass. I'm just putting out the facts. Watch my old content before you make judgment. I privately supported you, and you're sitting here denying the fact that you never got help from me. Glad that you feel that way. I'm glad everyone feels that I deserve to fucking die on the streets of New York. I feel that, mind you, I got no criminal record. I got no history with law enforcement. I'm suing them, yes. But I got no criminal history. You make it sound like I'm a bad person. I got a high school diploma. This guy doesn't have a high school diploma. This guy doesn't have a high school diploma, but he's harassing me. He's harassing me. And no one is doing nothing about it but me and some other people in law enforcement. And he thinks he's not going to go to jail. See, what he's doing, mind you, this is called aggravated stalking. That's a felony. You don't think that these people don't think that is a crime. Oh well, they're about to wake up to something brand new, because they're about to get, mind you, they're about to witness why you should never do things on your device and think you're going to get away with it. But like I said, I got no shame in my game to tell the people that I'm houseless and I'm struggling. I'm saying this out in public right now in front of all these people. Can you do the same? No.